You're listening to Filmmakers Drinking Bourbon. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Brandon.
And this is Alex.
And we're Filmmakers.
And we're also drinking bourbon.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers. What is this?
Well, today, we're going with a classic.
Yeah.
A Kentucky classic. Everyone knows this. Maker's Mark.
Maker's Mark.
The red wax poured on the bottle.
Yep. Classic.
But I'm still going with the old. I love old fashions. Maybe we'll start going just straight on the rocks. Maybe we'll pour some neat.
Some neat.
But right now, we're still going with the bitters.
Yeah.
And a little simple syrup. And that's it.
Little sweetness. Weren't you supposed to bring this episode one?
I don't. Yeah, I forgot it. Episode 1. Let's try it out.
Yeah. Here we go.
That just never gets old.
No, that's a good one.
So good.
That's a good one.
All right, man. So episode 3, man.
Third one.
Epised 3.
Still going strong.
This is good stuff.
Still
man.
going strong.
What? Can you believe this?
It's kind of cool.
I mean, we've had like 3.3 thousand RSS downloads.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's awesome.
From all sorts of places.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the list here: Canada, United Arab Emirates, Mexico.
We'd like to thank all of our listeners across the globe.
Yep.
And in all major cities.
Definitely.
I mean, you guys are great. Like, we really appreciate you. Some of you may have noticed we actually made it on the iTunes new and noteworthy store front page all last week.
Yeah. Up until last night.
We were actually next to Bob Vila.
Up until last night we were there, but we're not there anymore.
No, we're not. But I wonder if do you think Bob Vila tuned in?
He might have. You might have been checking himself out and said, "Ooh, what's this?"
Yeah, but Bob Vila, if you're out there, we'd love to hear from you. If you're listening, we'd love to hear from you. I mean, maybe you're not a filmmaker, but man, I mean, you've had a couple great shows. You can really work the wood.
Yeah, you can.
You know what? You're amazing.
and they make bourbon in wood barrels,
clearly.
So it makes sense.
So
hop on.
So speaking of shows,
yeah,
what have you been watching, man?
Oh, man, the big one that's out right now.
Oh, dude, yeah, you were talking about that last show. You went to see
Mad Max. Fury Road. Yeah.
All right, so give us your review.
It's fantastic. I mean, it's like the biggest actionist, just crazy thing you'll ever see.
Actionist?
It's my word. Now it's my word. Actionist.
Nice.
It's insane.
What'd you love about it?
Just what they were able to do, the physical effects that they pulled off. I mean, blowing up all sorts of trucks and fireworks and, having people swinging from poles down while they're going 60 miles an hour. It's just insane.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but I did see some of the behind the scenes stuff. And there was a huge crew.
It's unbelievable. They had obviously 2 units, and they split their time between Namibia and like Western Africa.
Yeah, they're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, and then Australia. It's crazy.
So it was
worth it.
A good ride.
Yeah, I mean, the dialogue's kind of and the story's kind of but just the fact of you sit there, what am I watching? This is insane. Yeah.
Did Mel Gibson make a cameo?
No.
Man.
No, he's out. He's out.
He should have made a cameo.
He's out. Tom Hardy did a great job.
He offends too many people.
He does. I think he's a little too controversial to bring back. But
yeah.
He's a darn good director in his own right. Yeah. So
well, that's
some
cool,
crazy
man.
Stuff.
That's awesome.
What about you, man?
Man, I haven't had a chance to really dig too deep. I've been watching the same ones we've been talking about. Still going full throttle with Bloodline, which, I mean,
we're still into it too.
Yeah. I love it. But as far as new stuff, I'm gonna sound like listeners. You're probably gonna make fun of me. That's totally cool. But I was checking out the new Taylor Swift video.
T Swift.
Yeah, she dropped the Bad Blood video, I think, on the Billboard Awards.
Yep.
And I mean, she went Michael Jackson on it, dude. Like she had to have dropped multiple millions of dollars. I mean, did you get a chance to see it?
I did. After you brought it up, I checked it out. And what do you think? Was it worth those millions
of
dollars?
I mean, Kendrick Lamar hops on the track. He's fresh to death for sure.
But the concept visually,
I loved it, man. I thought it was great. It was fun. I think T Swift has done what she does, which is she's classy. She walks that line between sort of classy and fun, and sexy without crossing it over into that Miley Cyrus territory, right?
Well,
and so for her, it was kind of an edgy video. I mean, there was, scantily clad.
I was going to say, explain it for people that haven't seen it.
So if you haven't seen it, take 3 minutes to watch it. It's, it's part of pop culture at this point. But essentially, it's, it's the song Bad Blood, and, these girls got beef with each other, and it's just all of Hollywood's, like every Hollywood femme fatale is in this video, and they're dressed in leather, and they have nunchucks and machine guns. There's like a scene with the motorcycles from Tron, it looks like.
It kind of seems like it.
It's just bananas how, like, it looks crazy.
It's pretty insane. But it's well worth the 3 minutes.
Now, you saw it, and you said that, did you hear that they shot it on the red weapon?
Yeah, so I checked it out. It's Joseph Kahn, the director. He's done tons of great ones recently. I mean, he did that crazy Power Rangers reboot short thing with the original actors, and he's just
go Power Rangers.
He's just a cool dude. And he also did a horrible movie back in the day called Torque about motorcycles.
Dude, Torque is awesome.
Yeah.
That scene when Lawrence Fishburne,
I shouldn't say terrible,
when
but
Lawrence
it's crazy.
Fishburne flips a revolver, he like hits it out of a dude's hand. He like bats at it like a cat.
That.
He bats at it, and then the revolver flips. Not a revolver, like a shotgun. It flips. He catches it and then shoots the dude.
Oh my god,
it's awesome.
Well, that's what this dude's known for: is crazy action sequences and effects and things that you just don't think would be possible.
Yeah.
But so I saw that they shot on the red weapon, which is the new 8K one. I don't know if they shot in 8K. They might have shot 6K.
Yeah, and some of the locations obviously looked maybe CGI, but then other ones
a lot of it
didn't.
was.
Some of them looked like pretty rad locations.
There was practical, but again, he's known for visual effects and CGI work. So either way, they shot on the new red weapon, and they shot anamorphic, which gives you all sorts of cool visual flair. But
well, it definitely looked like super clean and like I don't know, like crisp is
polished.
I
mean, it was
whether you
polished.
like Taylor Swift or not, whether you like the song or not,
which you should.
Why not? It's T Swift. Come on, she's America's sweetheart at this point. But it's pretty rad, dude. It's cool. And
check it out for sure.
So I thought it was cool. I thought it lived up to the hype of the they were talking about this thing dropping for weeks, and I thought it was cool. So
well worth it. Well worth it.
Definitely cool. So what else are you excited about, man? What's going on? What's up?
I'm just stoked about the podcast, man. I think it's going well. Like I said, we got all these listeners from all over the globe. We're getting questions. I mean, questions
man,
and comments.
Chiming in. It's
really sweet.
And we want to thank all the listeners, man. Thanks for your reviews on iTunes. Keep them coming. We love to hear and see your reviews on iTunes. We love seeing all your posts and stuff on Instagram, Twitter.
Yeah. Well, it helps us tailor the shows. I mean, when you chime in and you tell us what you want to hear, what you don't like, if you chime in on our arguments, it just helps us, figure out what to talk about next time. And this is all based on you, pretty much.
Well, and I think last week too, people got a taste of like we got in kind of deep on the camera stuff. Like if you were a casual listener,
we got a little nerdy.
You got nerdy. I am
a nerd.
Actually know how to do with. I can't get that nerdy with cameras.
Yeah, I am a nerd.
You got real nerdy.
Yeah.
It was pretty. It was actually kind of awesome.
Saw me transform.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah. Man. I'm excited. You know what I'm really excited about?
Yeah.
Is today we have our first guest.
Yeah, we do.
Special guest. I would like to add. And
speaking of nerds and camera gear,
and they may or may not have something special for our listeners.
Yeah, they might.
We'll have to see.
Yeah.
But
you want to cue him up?
I think he's on the phone.
Think? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's cue him up.
Okay. Let's just a second. Stand by. We're gonna see if we can dial him in. Okay. All right. Hold on. And boop 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 boop. Hey Ryan, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
So what's going on, man? How you been?
Oh, nothing much. The usual.
Right on. Cool. So our listeners, probably a lot of them know who you guys are, but some of our listeners might not know. Explain to them who Wooden Camera is.
Yeah, sure. So Wooden Camera makes professional camera accessories for just about every camera now. We started about 5 years ago with the Red Epic when it was released, and then have really grown organically to cover every major camera system, anything from a DSLR up to Red and Alexa and the new Panasonic VariCam as well. So we've introduced things from audio adapters, power plates, base plates, shoulder mounts, viewfinder mounts, pretty much anything you need to make your camera functional.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I mean, the first time I heard of you guys was when I needed to build a director's monitor, and I called you guys, and you totally like hooked it up. You custom built it. It was pretty rad. So I really appreciated that.
Yeah, thanks so much. That is one of our most popular items too. We introduced last year was the director's monitor cage. So I'm glad it worked out for you.
Yeah, plus we have plenty of your pieces of stuff on our Red 1 kit. You know, we got monitor brackets and risers, dovetails, pretty much everything.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. The bridge plates and riser plates and things. Yeah.
What do you got new that's coming out in terms of gear? What do you got new?
We just wrapped NAB a month ago or so, and we introduced our new matte box, which is two-stage rotating matte box. You can upgrade to 3 stages. And we're calling it the Universal Matte Box because you can start with one model, like let's say the base model, for under $1,000. And then as your budget may increase, you can add components and not have to switch your entire matte box for something else.
And you guys seem to have like that modular philosophy. That seems to be kind of your thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we try very, very hard to stick to established standards. We use ARRI standard dovetails, standard screw spacings, and especially with the matte box, we have standard, diameters for lens inserts. So it's a 143 millimeter native opening on the matte box, so you can insert a polarizer filter like a 138. And then also we have step-down rings for all of the common lens diameters.
That sounds awesome. So is the matte box going to be clip-on, or is that rail-mounted?
Exactly, it's both. It's the base kit is the rail-mounted version, and there's a cloth donut, so you get the universal fit for your lenses. And then there's also a clamp-on version, which uses the same basic components, but you add the little clamp-on rings, and that's a package for $1,250. And then we have a third model, which is the swing-away version, and that has an ARRI-style bellows, like the rubber bellows with the inserts, and that's $1,495.
Very nice. Okay, cool. So you can have it all the way from a big studio setup, or you can strip it down with the clip-on to do some Steadicam work. That's great.
Exactly.
Man, that's awesome. And, it's cool that you guys have, the website and everything, but tell us about the new thing that's happening. You guys just opened an actual store, right?
Yeah, so a big announcement for us at the show, too, was our retail location in Burbank, and we just opened last Saturday. So we've been open there for about 3 days now, and it's just going great. We saw about 40 people opening day, and a lot of people were excited, and it's just it's been great. We've really been able to meet the urgent needs of the people in LA better than we could being here in Dallas for our home office.
Yeah, and it must be so cool to have a physical space. I know, there's something about being in the place holding the gear, right? I mean, that's really cool.
Oh, for sure. And it's funny, I'm based here in Dallas, and once we built the store out there, I was like so jealous that I didn't have that here in our office. So I think we're going to transition our office here in Dallas to look even more like the store, just because we literally have one of everything we make on display, and it's so easy to show people how things work. So it's really a good asset to have.
So at the new store, is it strictly sales? Are you guys going to do demos and training and stuff like that?
Well, we are expanding our offerings as we go. So we're going to start with just like the retail and some basic repairs and replacement parts if needed. And then I think we will do some like on-site demos, training sessions, and things of that nature in the future.
So Ryan, you work with a lot of filmmakers. You're building gear, you're building kits for people. Are there any takeaways for our listeners? Something that you would want to share with them about what's trending or what's going on in the industry?
I mean, more so now than ever, there are just a large amount of cameras, just quantity-wise, out there, and I think people are a little hesitant to upgrade, just from what I've gathered, just because it seems like every year there's always new things, and even multiple times a year there's a new camera released. So I think there's a trend towards being more universal with accessories, and I think that we're sort of meeting that need, and we're even evolving more towards that, more of a universal camera system on our end too. So even though we're already very universal, like you mentioned, like we are striving to be even better at that, so people don't always have to buy something new every time a new camera comes out.
That's awesome. You know, with all the new cameras coming out, it's cool that we can, you know, count on people like you to keep making standard gear that's going to fit across all the different platforms.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, not only, like, you guys are so cool, first off. Thanks for coming on the show. But not only that, you guys are actually going to set a precedent. And as the first guest, you guys have something to offer to the listeners, right?
Yeah, so we're happy to give away a $200 gift card for our website or in-store, whichever they choose to use it, and just help them start building their rig.
Dude, $200.
Nice.
That's awesome, man. You guys are the raddest ever. So listeners, if you're jamming out, you're stoked right now about building your next kit, here's all you have to do. You need to, on Twitter, you need to mention @WoodenCamera. You need to mention @FDB Podcast, and you need to include the hashtag FDB Giveaway.
Mm-hmm. FDB giveaway.
And
yeah, check out their definitely check out their website too, woodencamera.com. Is that right?
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, so get on there and definitely, I mean, start shopping right now, because you might be in the running for a $200 gift card.
Yeah, and as long as you enter with the hashtag and you mention both Wooden Camera and FDB Podcast, you'll be entered to win. We'll take your handle, your Twitter handle, we'll put it into a hat.
Yeah, next
Probably
episode.
a hat.
Yeah.
Yeah. And next episode, we'll pull the winner, and we'll give away $200 on episode 3.
Yep, right in the beginning.
This is amazing.
Yeah, you can get something sweet for $200 on there. I mean, I've already been doing my shopping.
Yeah, no doubt, for sure. So, Ryan, thanks so much, man, for joining us on Filmmakers Drinking Bourbon. You guys are super cool, and, you know, maybe we can have you on in the future.
I'd love to.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. We appreciate it.
All right, man. You have a great, great day, and cheers to you, my friend.
Cheers.
Thanks, you too.
All right, so, wow, there it was. That was our first guest.
$200, man.
Dude, that's pretty
solid.
rad.
That's killer. Yeah, they were great. They make some solid gear
Oh,
too.
dude, they got this new
love it.
this new like mount with like leather handles
For what?
for whatever you want. It's modular. Dude.
Throw it on your monitors,
it's
throw it on
amazing.
your camera. I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Put
their
your-
philosophy's great.
Put your dinner on it.
Put
I
your
mean,
dinner, yeah.
Whatever you want to do, it's ready to go. So
That's killer.
well, you know, man, the thing I love about companies like that is they're really helping the filmmaker and the indie filmmaker to really get things cranking, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, that brings us to what you've been working on, man.
Man, you and I, we've
Yeah.
been working on this thing for a while,
It's crazy.
and I'm ready for it finally to get going.
So we teased last week to people that we're
Yep.
working on a short film.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just wanted to tell that story.
Yeah. How we
So-
started, where it's at, what we expect.
Right. So,
Kill game. Kill game.
Kill Game. Kill Game is the film.
Yep.
And so basically me and Alex were heading to a shoot up in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, man, let's make a film. Let's do a narrative piece together. Usually we've done commercials together, music videos, stuff like that.
Yeah.
We haven't done a live action piece together. And so we said, hey, let's do a piece, right?
Yeah.
It's
But the main thing was like, well, we don't have any money.
did not have any money.
So how can we practically do this?
yeah. Show me the money.
Show me the money.
Show me the money.
Yeah.
And so we started thinking about it, and so we approached it like we were reverse engineered it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so we thought, okay, well, we need one location,
That's the most cost effective. Yeah. Single location.
and we thought, okay, we need what's a simple act or action that can keep a viewer's attention in one location for 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah. And out of all of our favorite films, I mean, a lot of the action comedy ones had a standoff.
or a Mexican standoff,
or
stalemate.
Stalemate, which was
I think Zugzwang is the German name for stalemate.
Yeah.
I mean, we found that a lot of films have a standoff.
You've got that moment, but it's only a moment.
But it's only a moment. Yeah. And at that point, we looked at each other and we said, the whole film is the standoff. And that's when we got excited about it. So we started talking about it. We started coming up with some characters.
Yeah, who would be in a stalemate?
Yeah, the old guy.
So the hitmen, obviously, or what do you call them?
I've
Contract
been doing
killers.
this 35 years. I'm in a stalemate.
This is my second. Yeah.
So we started riffing, and it just really became fun, and so
fleshed itself out.
Luckily, we connected with Brandon Howe, who's out of Louisville,
fantastic writer,
who's a screenwriter, and he actually won
Austin
he was in
Film
the top 5 at the Austin
Film Festival,
Screen Film Writers something.
Yeah,
we'll get information on that.
We'll put it up on the FTV podcast.
And we connected with him through a friend, Ryan Woolfolk, who works for Leap Frame, and he was just awesome, man. He took our idea and he really put it to work.
Put some meat on the bones is what he did. Yeah.
And so it kind of took off from there. So we had a script, we had an idea, we did a local casting, and we found some really awesome actors here in town in the Midwest who just, we fell in love with, and we knew they were going to be great for the piece. So everything was really coming together, right? I mean, I feel like it was.
It was going great. We had a couple read-throughs. We did a photo shoot. Jeremy Kramer, a fantastic local photographer, shot some great promotional stills that just got everyone excited.
Yeah.
And we were only missing one thing. At the entire equation, we had everything but one thing.
The money.
No, not that. The location.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
we didn't have. I mean, we were searching high and low. All these different.
All we
buildings.
needed was a diner.
Yeah, it takes place in a diner.
We needed a diner, and we needed the money.
And we needed the money, yeah.
But, I think in that process, one of the things I learned early on in, something like this is don't be afraid to ask for help.
Yeah.
Not only did we get Jeremy Kramer to take awesome photos, but we also got Aaron
May over at Powerhouse.
To create a poster.
Yeah. He did a fantastic. He does gig posters for some huge bands.
Dude, he's the guy.
He's the guy. Grungy, just really cool stuff. So he took, what do you do?
He took some of the photos that Jeremy took, and he made an awesome
meshed them with some
movie poster. Yeah. And he made a t-shirt.
Yeah. Which are fantastic.
It's an awesome t-shirt.
And what did we do with those? We decided to include them as not giveaways, but rewards on Kickstarter. Because
we needed the money.
We need the money.
And so here we are. We have a full script. We have a full cast. We have awesome posters. We have great, graphic design stuff. We have a website. You can go to killgamemovie.com and check out kind of where we're at this point. So everything is in alignment. We're gearing up.
Yep.
We get to Kickstarter. We debated.
But
we decided to go with Kickstarter, and we decided to land on a $10,000 fixed budget
for 21 days.
21 days.
3 weeks.
Yeah, we thought
for
21
some reason.
days. Why not?
Yeah, we thought. Yeah, it was better.
Just for the record, I was pushing for 5,000,
and I was pushing for 10. Obviously, I wanted the nice gear and the
You had a vision.
I still have a vision.
And I was looking for an opportunity to get this film made. I think it's a great piece and a great stepping stone.
Yep.
I've never done live action as a director. I've done a lot of commercial, music video, documentary. And so we launch this thing, and what happened?
We had a good start.
Great start.
First few days were fantastic.
Momentum.
Tons of momentum. And we pushed it, and we pushed it. We plugged it on Twitter, plugged it on Facebook, Instagram.
People hated us.
Oh, they hated us. Yeah, they hated us.
All we talked about was kill game.
Yep. And then halfway through, we start to realize something, that it's becoming stagnant.
Yeah, it
just trailed off.
Funded.
Yeah.
At this point. it just, and so it was one of those moments. It was a learning lesson for us where, in hindsight, we were fighting an uphill battle. We launched the Kickstarter right after Christmas.
Yeah, everybody had already spent their money.
Probably not a great idea.
No.
Then our film is titled Kill Game. It's not
the most family-friendly title.
Positive. It's unapologetic.
Yeah.
We're telling people it's a gangster film full of language.
Yep.
And, so it's not like some, ideological film or documentary about, like if you made a PETA, Save the Animals film, like it would get funded immediately. Because
ours was for a very specific audience.
Yeah, because people look at those type of films and they feel like, oh, if I fund this film on Kickstarter, I'm going to change the world.
Yeah, I'm all of a sudden a good person.
But we're not trying to change the world.
We're making a piece of entertainment.
We were trying to,
It was Guy Ritchie, Tarantino, those kind of movies. That's what we want to make,
So it fell flat, and we were disappointed. And
what did we end up with?
We got like $5,500 that we were going for, but we went with a fixed budget.
Yeah, so we couldn't take any of that money with us.
So we didn't go with the variable budget. Mm-hmm. So we retreated.
Licked our wounds.
We stepped back. We sulked a little. We were frustrated. I was, we met my goal.
Yes, we did. Yeah. Thanks for rubbing it in there.
We met my goal. But we decided, okay, let's give this some breathing room. Let's find ways if we can cut out the fat. Let's see if we can get a location that's going to work more for the budget. And some time went by.
Yeah.
And here we are, and it's we're approaching summer.
We are. Well, we just the other day had a nice big breakthrough.
We did.
I think.
Huge breakthrough, and we believe we've got our location.
It looks amazing. It's perfect.
Yeah, and the owner was a great guy.
Yep.
Super cool. Has been there 55 years. He was really excited about the idea.
Yeah.
And I'm almost 95% sure
it's going to work.
It's happening.
Have faith.
So I reached out to our team again, the actors, got everybody excited again.
They're still there, ready to go.
Yeah, and we're getting this thing prepped. We are going to relaunch it on Indiegogo
because of the flexible budget.
Well, not only that, but Indiegogo
it's more catered toward
seems
films.
to have more of a film audience.
Yeah.
So, and there'll be new people, and hopefully for them, it's a whole new experience.
For sure.
Which I think a lot of people in the crowdfunding world, this happens. Sometimes you don't meet your goal, and you try again.
But again, I think we launched, like you said, I think we launched at a weird time. I think, right after Christmas, just not when you want to ask for money.
No. Well, and I think, we could probably, do a whole episode just on crowdfunding.
It's a weird beast.
Yeah. And I mean, and there's, you see things on the internet. There's people who raise millions of dollars. But there's all these variables that when you really dig into this campaign, sometimes you have very large donors.
Yeah, you could have a few people that each donate $5,000,
right.
But we're not looking for giant donors. We're looking at normal people like us that want to see something cool made, that have 20, 25, 50 bucks to throw towards a cool project. We're not trying to get like Bill Gates to donate us $10,000, So,
but I mean, if Bill Gates wants to donate,
if you want, So
that's
Bill
fine.
Gates, if you're listening, feel free to hit up killgamemovie.com.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason the Bill Gates Foundation shouldn't fund just good old cinema.
Yeah,
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
I wouldn't say lighthearted, but it's entertaining. But anyway, so Indiegogo, I mean, just the fact that it's more kind of geared toward indie film, but then we also have that flexible financing option, which gives us a little breathing room.
Yeah.
So if we don't fully make our goal, we still walk away with some of the cash, and we can, I wouldn't say, but tailor our budget to what we were able to actually get to do it right,
Well, and here's the thing, for all the listeners out there who are thinking about running your film, here's, again, a couple of the takeaways. One, don't be afraid to ask for help. You've got a lot of people around you who are willing to pitch in, who are willing to use their talents and gifts to really make your project shine.
Yep.
Two, gather the resources that you already have. I mean, we're professionals. We do this for a living. We do have some great resources. We have a Red One. It's not the Red Weapon, but it's a great
still
image.
A great camera. Yeah.
We've got some LED lights. We've got some a Dana Dolly. We've got some things. Yeah. But when you're going to make a film, there's a lot of people on set. You have to feed them.
That's key.
You have props.
Absolutely.
You have wardrobe. You have, and all of a sudden, what is a passion project becomes costly just to show your appreciation to people and keep them fed.
Yeah.
So, So it's not really that easy just to do just because you have a decent camera. Location is probably going to have to have some sort of a fee
for sure.
So there's a lot of those things.
Insurance to make sure that
absolutely.
Yeah.
So but again, to the listeners, we want to encourage you guys, because again, we've been in your shoes. We failed our first time, but we're not giving up because we believe in our project. But don't be afraid to ask, for one. 2, gather your resources. That's totally huge.
Yeah.
And 3, don't be afraid to fail. Would you agree with that, Alex?
It's simply a learning experience. A failure just tells you, okay, what did I do wrong this time? What can I do better next time? It's not technically a failure. It's just a lesson. So treat it as a lesson and factor that into your next venture.
Yeah, and here's the thing too, like, I'm a big believer in momentum, and if sometimes the momentum's there, sometimes it's not. And for this project, I mean, the momentum was there. I mean, we were moving, we were ramping, we had great content, and it just fell flat, and maybe it was bad timing on our part.
Yep.
And so we took a breath, and we stepped back, and we said, okay, let's let this rest for a minute. But
with this location thing, though, the
momentum is
it's back up. Yeah, and we got it. We've still got our actors. We've still got a killer script which Brandon has been working with us just in case we need another location. We've got options.
Yeah, and so
rewrites and all sorts of stuff.
So anyway, we're super excited, and we'd love for you guys, listeners, to follow along and check it out. Again, you can go to killgamemovie.com. You can go to fdbpodcast.com. We'll post something on there. And, just get a little flavor. Maybe you can learn from our mistakes. Maybe you can learn from our campaign. Maybe you can learn from the website we built. We just wanted to share our story to identify with you guys, because you guys are out there making stuff, and I think I'm super excited. If you guys are trying to make your own films, and if you have campaigns on Kickstarter or Indiegogo, please let us know. Hit us up on
Twitter for sure. We'll retweet it, and we'll get you as much press as we can, but because we think it's just a great effort, go for it.
Yeah, we're huge supporters of Filmmakers.
Yes, absolutely.
And Filmmakers that drink bourbon,
even better. Yeah.
So definitely let us know. Holler at us. Shout at us on Ask Me Anything on fdbpodcast.com.
Yep.
And we'd love to highlight your project and talk about that on social media, on the show.
Let us know any lessons you've learned. I mean, what kind of obstacles, or maybe you had just a great experience. Hit us up and let us know.
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of community we want to build. We would love one day for the ability to mention a project on the podcast and watch it get funded.
Successful.
That would be awesome.
Killer.
So if we can use what little influence we have, the listenership that hopefully we're building, that's what we want to do. We want to help filmmakers do what they do and do what they love. So
the world always needs more film.
Yeah, man, for sure. So I don't know, man. I mean, you got anything else to add?
Going back to the whole thing, yes, we have access to a Red One, and yes, we've got access to stuff, but you don't need access to that. I mean, look at some of these successful films that have premiered and won festivals and stuff. They're shot on the iPhone and the subpar, I wouldn't say subpar, but smaller camera systems. It all starts with a good script and talent.
Yeah.
So if you've got a good script, there's no reason that you shouldn't just make it.
Yeah, and one of the things, what you just said reminds me of, there was a talk with I think Mark Duplass recently, where that was his sentiment, was just go make it. Go make your film.
Is that the League?
Yeah, he's on the League, and he's on. He was actually in a great film. It's really funny, called Hump Day.
Hump Day.
I would highly recommend see Hump Day, rent Hump Day, download Hump Day. It's hilarious. It's essentially two guys.
It's not about camels, right?
No, it's like two dudes who are like showing off like how manly they are by how willing and comfortable they are with the idea of sleeping with each other. But they're not gay, but they're kind of like they're like, hey man, I'm totally cool with this.
So they have to one up each other.
Yes, and the whole film is just awkward, and it's really funny.
So wait, what did he say in the article you read?
Well, it was a talk he gave.
Oh, okay.
And it was essentially, go make your film. You've got $20 in an iPhone, start there.
Yeah.
You have $20,000 and C300. Start there, and just make it. And so I think that's we're at a place in technology, and we're in a space where you can shoot your film, distribute your film cheaper than ever with tools that are industry standard.
Well, a tool that's in your pocket, which is crazy.
Yeah, but I mean the Adobe Suite. If you're a student, even you can get the full Adobe Suite for $19.99 student edition
monthly. Yeah,
I mean,
and that's the great thing about. I love that. Is say you got a project this month, you rent it for the month. You edit your project, you master your project. You don't have a project next month, you let the subscription run out.
Well, not only that, but there's
cool.
a million different camera rental places online where you can rent an awesome camera.
You don't have to own it. Yeah.
So it's just an exciting time. It might not be good for us because we might be losing our jobs. So
let's not say that yet.
But it's great. It's accessible. And anyway, we just want to encourage you guys out there. Make your films. Tell us about your films.
Yep.
And
pick up any camera and then get any sort of gear from Wooden Camera because it's all modular.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
and
cool
so, and I'm glad you brought that back up. As we close out the show, again, you guys are so cool that Wooden Camera wants to give you a $200 gift card.
200 big ones.
So once again, all you have to do is go to Twitter.
Yep.
And send a tweet.
Yeah. Mention FDB Podcast at FDB Podcast.
Yep.
Mention at Wooden Camera.
True.
And use the hashtag FDB Giveaway.
FDB Giveaway.
Anybody that does that, if you mention those three things, we'll put your name in a hat.
Yeah.
In the next podcast,
absolutely,
we'll sit here and we'll draw one of those names out, and that person will get $200.
$200
to use either online or in store at Wooden Camera.
Go to LA.
Yeah, you got a DSLR, you got an Alexa, you got an Epic, you got C300, whatever.
Need a shoulder mount?
Yeah, you can get a piece of gear from Wooden Camera that will support that gear.
Need a matte box?
Need a matte? Yeah,
they're universal.
Their new matte box sounds sweet. I'm just saying. Yeah, I mean, I might be looking into that. I think that's really cool.
Cool. Well, hey man, this has been a lot of fun. I'm super excited. Episode 3. What a great man! This is fun. We're doing this.
Yeah.
Just so man. So thanks so much, everybody. Shout out to us on iTunes. We appreciate the reviews, the tweets, all that stuff. Come on.
And ask me anything for sure. Hit us up. Sure. Ask us questions.
Wait, whoa!
What's up?
We do have a question.
We can't stop yet.
Oh man!
Pull it up. No.
We don't want to stop yet. This is what it's about. It's about the filmmaking community.
Yeah. This is free form, dude. We're not locked into
We're not locking into no format.
Yeah.
Yeah. The man is not holding us down. We have an Ask Me Anything question.
Yeah.
I think we need an Ask Me Anything sound effect.
Do we?
Something like that. I don't know. But let's let the listeners pick it. Let's say if you're out there listening and if you're working sound design,
good idea,
and you have an awesome sound effect or something that we need for the Ask Me Anything segment, send it to us.
Yeah, we'll promote you. Yeah.
Send it to us. Connect with us on Ask Me Anything. We'll get the emails going back and forth, the drop boxes, all that stuff.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen.
And Ask Me Anything transition sound effect. That's what we need.
Amazing. All right, so.
What does it say?
Ask Me Anything. This is from Subop. How do you say that?
Subaip.
Yep.
However you say that.
Subop?
Yeah.
Anyway, whoever Subop is.
Subaip.
Says, hey. So I'm being this guy right now.
Go for it.
I think it's a guy. It might be a girl.
Might be. But anyway, give it your best shot.
Okay. Hey, so I was interested in your guys' discussion on Chef's Table on Netflix. That's cool. So somebody's listening out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think we're really hitting a point where filmmakers and production effort is really pushing people to view content they wouldn't have normally viewed.
True.
With Chef's Table, it is essentially a documentary series on people and food, but it grabs a wide audience. So my question/curiosity is, how do you use those filmmaking skills to enhance niche or polarizing topics like the ones documentaries tend to focus on? Fair question.
Very fair.
And I assume by those niche or polarizing, he's talking like food documentaries, gun documentaries, polarizing documentaries, global warming,
Virunga, war.
Oh, man,
I mean,
so good,
stuff like that.
so good. Yeah, man. What are your thoughts, Alex?
My initial thought, I mean, going back to your question, that we're in this age where we have so many options and so much access to great camera gear, great editing gear, distribution platforms. It's so much easier for somebody to grab hold of a topic, even if it's polarizing or controversial, shoot it really, really well.
Yeah.
Edit it really, really well, have great sound design, and then find a place to distribute it. I mean, it's way easier than it's ever been. So those things are getting more play. You don't have to find someone that believes in your thing really to purchase it and then put it in a theater. You can go to a VOD, a video on demand platform, and get your thing seen.
Yeah. Well, but not only that, but I think to this discussion, I look at Chef's Table, and you can shoot that show with the cinematic quality, the camera movement, and the beauty. You can shoot that nowadays. You couldn't shoot that back in the day. You'd have to have
access to a lot of money.
A lot of money and a lot of gear that was very specialized and very
heavy,
expensive.
Yeah, heavy and expensive.
And nowadays, I mean, you can go in there with, with a SERP, slider, which I use.
You use it, yeah.
And or any a Kessler or whatever it is,
Dana Dolly. I mean,
really capture some beautiful camera movement. You can do that with these small cameras that are,
even something like the Epic's 5 pounds body.
Or look at the Black Magic, not
tiny,
the pocket, but the
regular one. That's like 5 or 6, 7 pounds.
Yeah, I mean,
tiny.
It's amazing.
Versus like a 50-pound, 35 millimeter film camera to get the same quality.
Yeah, and so in the past, I think with TV shows, it was a lot of times run and gun, or they had certain limitations that they could do, and now people that are really passionate about a topic, whether it's food or guns or whatever might be polarizing, they can make something that really is breathtaking.
Yeah.
So
versus just capturing the subject with a handy cam, they're making it cinematic.
Yeah, and I hope, I think we can all hope that what if this trend catches on, this Chef's Table type of trend catches on, what if one day it replaces reality TV?
Yeah. Tell me about another topic I don't know with a beautiful visuals and music.
Yeah. And you know what? I mean, to my point, hell, I might watch Honey Boo Boo.
If it was shot like that.
If it was shot really well, right? Like, I mean, that's like human interest.
To that point, could you imagine like Dirty Jobs or something like that, cinematic and, just beautiful jib shots down in the muck?
Yeah, why not?
6K.
Yeah. So anyway, if you're out there, producers of these shows, and you're listening, you're drinking a bourbon and you're wondering what the hell are these guys talking about, for crying out loud, follow suit on shows like Chef's Table and
keep doing that.
Yeah. Do that.
We'll watch it.
Do that.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
We'll promote that.
For sure. So, well, cool, man. Well, hey, I think we've gotten to the bottom of this bourbon here.
Glass is running low.
We're going to start getting a little loopy here in a minute.
I think it's time to call it quits.
Time to wrap it up. Thanks, everybody, for listening, and we can't wait to talk and hang out next week.
And thanks again to Wooden Camera for stopping by and doing that giveaway.
Best.
That was killer.
You guys are the best.
Yep.
And you know what? And we're going to have you guys back on the show. Hell, we might record it in your store in L.A.
Stop out in Burbank and
bring some bourbon.
See the new space. Yeah.
Bourbon Ank.
Sweet. Well, thanks, guys.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.